Hello, people. It's the Gamertime Show's podcast network. Gamertime podcast. Welcome back. Brand new edition. Here we are. My name is Matt. Everybody knows my man, Big Al. How we doing, brother?
Hey, good, man. And, Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas to you.
What are you talking about? It's not Christmas.
Oh, that's not till December, but you see, for football fans, it's tomorrow night, baby.
Woo!
The NFL is back.
Oh, it's beautiful. I can't wait. We just had our fantasy draft last night, and I got the second to best draft grade with an A-. What'd you get?
And I believe I overpowered that and went 13-1.
Oh, get out of here.
So, good luck to y'all fishes.
Oh, I can't wait for that one.
Woo!
So,
and how about...
let's dive right in here, man. We've got football starting tomorrow night. 24 hours from now, we'll have meaningful NFL football. Oh, it's so beautiful just to say. I can't wait.
You got it, Matty. And we're going to start out the week tomorrow night, less than 24 hours, with one of the biggest rivalries in football. The Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears. Who do you like in that one, Matt?
Ooh, where's that game at?
At the Chicago Bears.
At the Bears. You know, in fantasy last night, I realized that the Bears had the number one defense in fantasy.
Oof.
And they were obviously the first defense off the board. I forget who took them, but anyways, I don't like that pick. I don't like the Bears defense this year. I think they're going to be solid. Don't get me wrong; they're not going to be at the bottom or anything. But their defensive coordinator left for the head coaching job in Denver, my Broncos, and they're going from the league's easiest schedule last year to the league's hardest schedule this year. So that probably means they're going up against a crap load of high-powered offenses. I just don't think defense is going to be there like it was last year. I'm taking the Packers to start off with a win. Rodgers is going to break out the brand new offense. So.
Wow, that's definitely a bold prediction there. I just got to go with the home team. I'll go with Chicago in this one. You mentioned that defense being high-powered. I think start out early, they're going to give Rodgers some fits. So, especially with Khalil Mack coming at you. So, yeah, I'll take the home team in this one.
All right, who's next?
We got Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. Who do you like?
I like Cleveland there. They've got a lot of hype going into the season with Baker and Odell Beckham and Landry. It's gonna be, yeah, I like it. They might be my division pick. I'm not quite sure yet for the AFC North, but yeah, I like Cleveland in that one, probably pretty easily too.
Okay. I was up on the air on this one. I think both teams have good talent. I'll have a close one, but I'm going to say the Titans win on the road this week.
Oh,
week
wow.
1.
That's a bold prediction.
Oh, you want to get into bold predictions? After the last prediction here, I'll give you one bold statement that I have for the whole year, and you're welcome to tell me one as well, but I think you'll be surprised at mine, but let's move on.
All right.
Now, we got the Baltimore Ravens going to the Miami Dolphins.
I think that the Dolphins might challenge the 0-16 record for most losses in a year. The Dolphins look pretty rough this year. I don't know, man. They could. I think they're tanking for Tua. I think that's what they're trying to do this year. I got the Ravens easy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. I mean, you just have Lamar Jackson. You got a pretty well-known defense. So, yeah, unless it's an upset, I think Baltimore as well.
Yeah.
Now we got the Atlanta Falcons on the road at the Minnesota Vikings.
Ooh, that's a closer game than I think people are gonna realize. I think the Falcons, they could have had a great team last year, but they were very, very unhealthy. I think everybody's back and everybody's healthy and everybody's looking to kind of bounce back, and that Super Bowl loss is still kind of on their minds and stuff. So I think that they're trying to get some vengeance against anybody who wants it. So that Minnesota team is tough.
Especially at home.
Yeah, definitely at home. I think I think I'm going to go Minnesota just because it's at home. I think that's the deciding factor is the home team.
Okay. Like I said, it definitely is, like we said, it's definitely a tough game. Two great teams battling out right now. I'll say it's a close game, but I'll give the edge to Atlanta. They're healthy. Last year they got bombarded with injuries, and now they're at full health, and they made some great draft picks, so I think they're ready to go. They win by a field goal.
By a field goal, okay.
All right, we got the Buffalo Bills down visiting the New York Jets.
The Jets in New York?
Yes, Le'Veon Bell's new team, New York Jets.
Yeah. This is kind of like a battle of the bottom seller. I mean, I think the Bills are improving, and the Jets have a bright future. I don't know how far until they finally, become that future. I'll go with the Bills to take one on the road. Yeah.
As you mentioned, the two bottom seller teams. The Bills just lost McCoy.
Right.
So I think to find it's going to be hard for them to provide much offense, and I like the Jets defense, so I'll go with the Jets.
Okay. All right.
Now we got a big NFC East division rivalry to start out the year. The Redskins are traveling to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Redskins at Eagles. Who do you got?
This one's not even close, dude. This is going to be at least 2 touchdown win for the Eagles at home. They're going to come out. They're one of the best teams in football, and they're going to just the Redskins don't look too hot, and I got the Eagles easy.
No, you said 14-point win. I'm going to give it 10. I think it'd be a little bit closer just because it's a division game, but I do like the Eagles at home in this one.
Okay.
Then we got the LA Rams traveling to Carolina, and I don't know if Cam Newton's ready to go or not, but you like the road team in this one?
Yeah, I think just because even if Cam does play, I don't think he's going to be 100%. I think that those like foot and ankle problems, those things they're nagging, and they're what I mean. So I think the Rams are coming off a Super Bowl loss, and they want to, just like the Falcons, they want to exact revenge on anybody who wants it. So I got the Rams in that one.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I know Carolina's got some nice pieces on offense, but and their defense has been mediocre. So I think the Rams are more powerful. They'll take it on the road.
I definitely think Mr. Run CMC is gonna have a great season this year, Mr. Christian McCaffrey. So.
Oh, absolutely. He'll keep them in games if they have to. So we'll see how that one goes. Now we got the Mahomes boys and the Kansas City Chiefs going to Jacksonville.
Did you just say Mahomes boys?
Yes, the Mahomes boys in Kansas City will be traveling to Jacksonville with Foles Magic, or however you wanted to call him. But who do you like going? You like the road team, or can the home team pull an upset?
This is going to be one of the biggest matchups of a single possession, not team versus team, but one possession. Right. Kansas City offense versus Jacksonville defense. That is going to be a highlight right there. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with Kansas City definitely there. That high-powered offense is just too much, so what do you think?
As much as I want to agree with you, this is one of my upsets. I know Kansas City high-powered offense, it's all good and well, but I think just to open the season, no one's expecting it. Jacksonville, great defense. They're gonna make your homeboy run around like a chicken with his head cut off. So he's gonna have to find another way to score. I like Jacksonville for the upset.
Wow, yeah, that is a bit of an upset. Jacksonville should bounce back strong, but yeah, I still got Kansas City. All right, who's next?
All right, well, we got the no luck Indian Colts versus the Los Angeles Chargers in LA. So without Andrew Luck, who do you got?
Well, in LA doesn't really matter because the Chargers don't have much of a fan base right now. But they had a strong season, so that might change this year. I think that I will go with the LA Chargers. As much as I hate it, they're my arch nemesis. But, yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think that Jacoby Brissett is I think he's going to take too long to kind of adjust. This is his team now, so I think it's going to take a while for him to kind of come into his own. So.
Right, and throughout last year, we noticed that the Chargers had a pretty good defense at hand, and with no Andrew Luck, I think that's a key factor. I'm gonna stick with yours, and I'll say the home team and the Chargers.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
So next we have Cincinnati Bengals, who are an up and down team, going to the new look Seattle Seahawks, 12th man stadium. Got the new Jadeveon Clowney in there with Seattle. Do you see a 12th man victory?
I do, yeah. I don't like the Seahawks either. I've got a couple of teams I do not like in the NFL, but yeah, the Seahawks. It's not just the 12th man; it's the first game of the season. It's going to be sold out. It's going to be packed. The crowd is just going to be in a frenzy. So I think that really plays a factor. So yeah, I'm going Seahawks.
Yeah, I like them too. They're just it's hard to win in that stadium, even though both of our teams have done that before. So I don't know. Cincinnati, they have some good pieces. I just don't think they'll be ready to perform in Seattle yet. So I'll go with Seahawks.
All right.
And now the 4:30 game that we all been waiting for, and I'm going to be at work for most of it. The New York G-Men are traveling in another division rivalry game to Jerry World in Big D, the Dallas Cowboys. What's going to happen there?
I have the Cowboys. Don't get too big-headed, but I have the Cowboys, and it just because I think the Giants are a really bad football team. I think they've got nothing on defense, pretty much nothing except Barkley on offense. So I think the Giants are just going to be, again, almost. I don't think they're tanking for Tua, but I think they're going to be in the mix. But
absolutely.
And the Cowboys are expecting their star running back for Week 1 because of his holdout. So it'll be exciting. That's just another reason why I'm excited that football is back. I just want to see star players. I want to see big matchups, and the rivalry is there, the Giants, Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys take this easy one.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I'm hoping it's one of those over by halftime type of games, but yeah, Dallas has a pretty good defense, even if some guys are either injured or suspended, unfortunately. But I think their defense can hold up, especially with DeMarcus Lawrence on one side and the linebackers they have. That'll help them out against Eli and the Giants. And if they can shut down Barkley, that'd be great. Plus, as you mentioned, you got your $90 million man back in Ezekiel Elliott, so that's a big boost.
Right.
I'll take the Cowboys at home.
All right.
we move on to out west, where the Detroit Lions will be traveling to Arizona to face off with the number 1 pick in Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals. You think Murray has a big day and gets the win?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Kyler Murray has like a breakout performance, and everybody's gonna go freaking bonkers. The way they did for RG3, the way they did for these big rookies that have big first games. I think that's gonna happen again. I think he's an electrifying player. We saw that at Oklahoma last year. He's fast enough. I don't know if he's big enough. That's the question. Is how healthy is he going to be? After he gets hit like 10 times a game for like 6 games. Let's see. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. So I got the Cardinals though. I'm going to see. They're saying that this new offense is nothing like we've ever seen. I don't know about that, but it'll be interesting to see what they've got up their sleeve. So.
Yeah, Kingsbury has always been an offensive-minded coach, and he ran the Sprite at Texas Tech, so it's going to be quite interesting how it develops into the NFL now. We've seen some similar formulas like from Chip Kelly and the Eagles, but being at home and just I like some of the Lions players, a bunch of their tight ends and couple of wide receivers. Matt Stafford can still throw the ball. So, but I think Cardinals take this one. Murray has a pretty decent rookie start, so I'll take the Cardinals on that.
Yeah.
And now we have San Francisco 49ers and their new little team go to Tampa Bay, where they're a bunch of, in my opinion, a bunch of mediocre teams. So. Who do you like in that battle?
Where is this one?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. So they've got the Cardinals, his old team. Bruce Arians is returning, and he is back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he's a big quarterback guy. He's a big offensive coach, and kind of that quarterback whisperer type. I don't think it's going to be good enough to save Jameis Winston. I think that he's off the deep end at this point.
Okay.
So I am going to go with Tampa Bay. Surprise pick. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. At home, I got Mike Evans in fantasy. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
All right, not a bad pick because I took them too at home. I know San Francisco has been continuously building, and I think down the road they'll be a better team than they are. But I think Tampa Bay still got some playmakers, and they boosted on defense this year. So I like them at home in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
And now we go to the Sunday night football, where the defending champion New England Patriots will be hosting the new look Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. No Brown or no Bell. What do you see happening in the Sunday night one in Foxborough?
So the New England Patriots are famous for starting off the season very slowly. I believe they got, what was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I think it was after the Atlanta Super Bowl. When they won that Super Bowl, the very next game they played, the opening night game, was against Kansas City, and Kansas City demolished them. It wasn't even close. So I think that New England just starts off very slowly every year, and then kind of turns it on when they need to. And I like Pittsburgh, how they kind of like reload each time. They're almost like a college team where like one receiver leaves, another receiver is right there. Ben, obviously Ben is the anchor. He's been there forever, but I think he's going to have a breakout year. Some people say he's the leading candidate for MVP. But I think that I like Pittsburgh in this one. I think Foxborough doesn't seem to. I mean, I'm sure they've got a crazy fan base. Boston always does. But I think that Pittsburgh is just. They missed the playoffs for the first time in a long time last year. I think they're coming back this year reloaded and ready to go. No drama, drama-free. So I like Pittsburgh in this one.
Yeah, I have it, and some people might say it's an upset, and especially if they're on the road. So yeah, even though the defending champs Tom Brady, it's hard to bet against him, but I do like Pittsburgh as well. I think that defense will put a lot of pressure on him and have him make some mistakes, and I think that Pittsburgh's offense with James Conner and
Juju.
Also, what's that?
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Washington. You got some nice pieces there.
Right.
It's going to be a whole new team, but I think they can get it done, and I like them in this one. I hope New England doesn't give up too many points because they are my fantasy team, but I'll take Pittsburgh in this one.
All right.
So, moving on to Monday night, we actually have a doubleheader again this year.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a great one. It's 7 o'clock start. We're first game 1, Monday Night Football here. Week 1, Houston Texans are traveling to the dome of the Saints. Can you smell an upset in New Orleans, or does Drew Brees get it done again?
I smell something.
Oh boy.
I smell some amazing cooking down in New Orleans, and that offense is also going to be cooking, and there is nothing that anybody can do about it. I think the Saints rolled big time in this one. I think we've got like a 45-20 score on our hands.
Yeah, that sounds about right, and I'll agree with you, Matty. I like the New Orleans Saints as well. Drew Brees just finding new weapons each and every time. I think Houston, they lost a little bit of defense in Clowney, and just you can double team Watt. So I don't know how much pressure they're really going to put on him, and the offense might move the chains a little bit against Saints defense, but I definitely see the home team winning this one.
Yeah, definitely.
And now the last game of the Monday night to wrap up Week 1, we have the Denver Broncos, which I believe is your team, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Is traveling to Chucky's Oakland Raiders down in the black hole.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be dark. It's going to be scary. And who do you like?
Oh, you know how I have to do this one. Now, it's not the same difference between Cowboys and Giants, but you picked your Cowboys over the Giants. I got to pick my Broncos over the hated Raiders. I don't know if you saw some clips of Hard Knocks this year, but the Raiders were the team of the Hard Knocks, and it was completely surrounded by off-the-field issues. I felt like there wasn't any football at all. This is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to come in, Denver's going to show up to Oakland, and they're going to act like they've been there before a million times. They're going to act like they've won there before a million times. They are going to realize that they're playing against the Oakland Raiders, another bitter rival, and they're going to show up like they've never showed up before. Vic Fangio is going to do everything he can about this Denver defense, and we're going to have the Orange Crush are back, baby. There is nothing that anybody can do. The Orange Crush is back. Von Miller on one side, Bradley Chubb on the other side, Chris Harris Jr. on the corner, also guarding some tight ends. Oh man, I can't wait. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to have a bunch of games where we're probably only going to win like 24-17 or something like that. But I'll take it. I'll take every win we can get. Vic Fangio, I love this man's new defense. I love what we see even out of the backups in preseason. They're playing hard on defense. I can't wait that he's had all the practice in the world with the extra Hall of Fame game this preseason. He was hired early, so he had plenty of time in the offseason. We've got a new quarterback in Joe Flacco that I don't necessarily care that much for. But hey, if that doesn't work out, we've got a rookie waiting that we took, Drew Lock from Missouri. He's coming up. We're going to see what he's got. And if that doesn't work either, then we'll tank for Tua or we'll tank for Trevor. I'm really like Trevor Lawrence down in Clemson, man. I'm just going off right now. I love it. Football is back. I love it.
Alright, just take it easy. First of all, your man Drew Luck, he's hurt, by the way. Might not see him until midseason. So, that's point number one. Number two, see, you like the Denver Broncos in this game. I, on the other hand, I gotta get with the home Raiders. Raiders. Come on, man. I do like your defense. I'll give you that. But your offense needs some work. And like I said, Drew Lock, not there. No worries. So, you see, you talk about that defense, but how are you gonna stop Jacobs and Brown? Like, it's not gonna happen this game. Maybe down the road, maybe in Denver, but not Monday night. Not to start the year. Come on. I mean, it's Oakland all the way.
You just crushed my dreams. I went out there and I picked your Dallas Cowboys over the Giants. And you went out and you just said the Oakland Raiders were going to beat the Denver Broncos? Well, you know what? No. You know what's going to happen? I'm reversing my Cowboys pick. The New York Giants are going to whoop that Cowboy ass. Saquon Barkley is going for 250 all-purpose yards, 200 on the ground, 50 receiving, with 3 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns, and there's nothing you can do about it. And the Dallas Cowboys are going to be on their knees begging for mercy as Saquon is going to stomp on their hearts. So you know what? Okay. That's what's going to happen now.
So are you serious? Are you serious right now? You're going to change your pick?
Yep, I am changing my pick.
Oh, for crying out loud. Now I got to redo this thing. Well, you know what? Barkley's going to have to go up against the best linebacker trio in the NFL. How about that one?
Whatever.
Yeah, you know it. Look, I said I'll give you credit for your defense, but it's not like you're going undefeated, man. Like, come on, you got to lose sometime.
You know what? Okay, I just thought of something.
What's that?
Brand new bet for a case of dew.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You want to hear this?
Go ahead.
All right. Which defense is going to have more sacks at the end of the year? The Dallas Cowboys or the Denver Broncos?
Is this really your bet?
Yes.
This is what you came up with?
This is my bet.
You went to school for 12 years. This is what you think of?
Come New Year's, who's going to have more sacks? The Dallas Cowboys or the Denver Broncos? I think I know your pick already, but why don't you make it official?
You think you know my pick, and I'm going to say the Denver Broncos are a force to be reckoned with when they have Von Miller there, but I feel like that's all they have. So,
no.
DeMarcus Lawrence, Collins, Woods, Robert Quinn, the boys are back in town, baby.
Not a chance. Here,
it's on.
My official pick is obviously the Denver Broncos. I just want to show you something that, what you're going up against. So
okay,
what I'm hearing, now this is far-fetched, and it almost definitely is not going to happen. But I just want you to know that there are people out there that are thinking that Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, two, are going to account for 40 sacks this year. That is 20 apiece. Okay?
Wow.
Like I said, I don't think that that's going to happen, but I want you to know that that's what you got going up against.
I'm not worried. Oh, I'm not worried. You might, like I said, I'll give you credit on your defense, but you're not going to outstack the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I'll take that extra quesadilla, especially when after I beat you in the baseball one. So
Yeah,
get your money ready.
Whatever. Mine was injury riddled, so I don't want to hear about it.
I see. So,
all right.
What do we got for? We ran down the week 1 predictions. Now let's talk a little bit about our predictions for divisions and wild card.
Okay, so I just want to say, so let's make our division picks. Let's make our wild card picks right now, because the season starts tomorrow night. That it's completely fresh. There's nothing. We're not leaning one way because of one score or whatever. We're making this completely clean slate. Have no idea what the season has in store. So let's make the entire picks the whole way through. All right?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start with the AFC. And let's go with the AFC North. The Steelers, Bengals, Browns, and Ravens. Who do you got winning the division?
That division, there's going to be a battle the whole way through, but you said Big Ben is on pace to make a really strong push for the season, so I give him a fighting chance with the Ravens. That'll be the 2 guys at the top, but I'm taking the Steelers to win that division.
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree, and I have a bit of a hot take, and I think it's going to be a hot take. We'll see, but a hot take for the wild card picks. But yeah, I got the Steelers winning the AFC North.
All right.
So okay, what about the AFC South? You got the Texans, the Titans, the Jaguars, and the who am I missing? The Texans, the Colts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm up and down on this one, especially with the whole Andrew Luck thing. That plays a factor. But I think all the teams are good, but I'm gonna go with the team that was in the playoffs a couple years ago, and they gave Kansas City a contest, and they almost gave New England a contest. I'm gonna go with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, see, you said that earlier, and ever since then, all I've been hearing is that the Titans are going to be a bottom seller team. Like from ESPN, from different podcasts, whatever. I think my pick is actually going to be the Houston Texans, but I think that this is going to be another one of those years where the division winner is like 8-8, and the second place is 7-9. So I think the Texans are going to win the division, but I don't think they're going to have that great of a year. So.
Right, it can go either way, and I like Jarrell Casey there on their defense, and Mariota, can run around with Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis. So I know they don't have much weapons on the receiving core, but I think they can find a way to get it done again.
All right. Okay, so AFC East, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets. Who do you got?
All right. Well, this is. I know the Jets are making strides to be an even better team, but I hope you agree with me on this one. But I think out of this weak division, I have to go New England once again.
Yeah, it is a very weak division outside of New England. You've got like pretty much all 3 other teams are bottom seller, sort of like tank for Tua kind of teams. I think the Patriots take this pretty easily. I think they actually go 6-0 in their division. So I think I think the Patriots win, and of course they're going to be one of the teams to be reckoned with for the entire year. So you can't count them out. Ever since number 12 is there, so yeah,
Right.
I got the Patriots. Go ahead.
Real quickly, you said most of the teams are tanking for Tua and Lawrence, but have you seen Jalen Hurts lately? I mean,
yeah, but the guy.
First week of the season, that guy 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 passing. It's all over Oklahoma. Well, he has to be in the mix somewhere in there for teams.
He's a good quarterback, but I don't like. He's very athletic, and I could be wrong because he could work on things and grow. But like, from what I'm hearing, is that he's got like one option when throwing the ball, and if that option's not open, then he just runs, and that's it. So it's like no more than 10 yards down the field. So it's, from what I'm hearing, Lincoln Riley is the more valuable person on that on that team than Jalen Hurts, but that's a whole other story. So, okay, so AFC West, my Denver Broncos, the Oakland Raiders, Kansas City Chiefs, and the LA Chargers.
Wow, what a division that is. I think each team is going to battle for that, as most divisions are, but I got to go with a team that was close to the Super Bowl last year, and that was Kansas City Chiefs. They just got too much power on offense, and their defense is pretty decent, but I still think they can hold their ground and win that division.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs have like everybody back on offense, obviously, and then their defense even improved, and they had one of the bad defenses of the league last year, and it improved this year or this offseason. So I think the Chiefs are going to come back even better, which is pretty scary. But yeah, I definitely like the Chiefs. Okay, so do you have your wild card picks or?
Well, don't forget about the other. Oh, for the AFC you're talking about.
Yeah, just for the AFC.
All right. Well, out of those teams, I'm going to say Baltimore Ravens will be the first wild card.
Okay.
Like I said, they're going to compete with the Steelers, but I think the Steelers will win that out, and I think they both have a winning record to one division and won the wild card, so I like the Baltimore Ravens in that one. And my second team for wild card in the AFC, let me go with the Chargers. I know they don't have Melvin Gordon right now, and just I like Phillip Rivers though. I think he does good work with his receivers and tight ends. So that defense plays the way they did, I think they'll be back there again. So I like the Ravens and the Chargers in the AFC.
Okay.
Wild card.
That's we actually only disagree on 2 playoff teams this year. And my hot take, like I said earlier, is going to be that both wildcard teams are out of the same division. And that is going to be the AFC North. I like the Ravens and the Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be close. That I think the Browns are going to have the first one, and the Ravens are going to have the second one. But right behind the Ravens, I think you got the Jaguars and you got the Chargers and stuff like that. But I think I'm going to go. I think the Chargers are going to take a small step back, and that's going to be just enough to miss the playoffs. So I like the Browns and the Ravens as the wild card teams. Go ahead.
No, I was just making sure I heard you correctly. You said the Cleveland Browns, okay?
Oh yeah.
That's what you said. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm just clarifying.
Oh, I know. First playoff appearance in, man, I don't know how long, 20 plus.
20 plus, and you think right now is going to be the year.
Yep.
Okay.
I do.
I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to the NFC side of things and start with the NFC North. Who battles out of that?
Okay, so the NFC North, you got the Packers, Vikings, Bears, and the Lions. Yeah. I am going to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be close. I think this is also another one of those kind of like the division winner isn't all that great, but I think it's not going to be as bad as Houston, like we said in the AFC. But I think we're going to have probably, I would say, like a 10-6 Packers team. So I actually like the Packers.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a slightly different team. I was actually debating between the two, either the Vikings or the Bears, but I'm gonna go with the Bears. I like how they got into the playoffs last year with that defense, and they got some great weapons on offense. They brought some back, they got some new. So I just think now that they got that foot in the door of playoffs last year, I think they'll take another step and win the division.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's do the West. That's the NFC West. We got the Rams, we've got the Cardinals, we've got the Seahawks, and we got the 49ers. Who do you got?
Well, I think it's hard to go against a team that I think is actually going to end up being one of my wild cards, but I'm going to go with the stronger team and say the Rams take it again and just show why they're one of the best teams in football.
Okay.
Do you agree that anybody else can take it from them, or?
I think that they are that the pack, so to speak, around the Rams, the rest of that division, is starting to gain on them. But I think that they're going to have enough to hold them off, at least for this year. Next year it might change, but I think I like the Rams. I think Jared Goff is going to come back even better.
Right.
And hopefully we have a healthy Todd Gurley, because whatever happened towards the end of the year last year, that I just, as a football fan, you don't want to see that. He's one of the best players in the league, so like you want those guys healthy, and you want them out there, and you want them not looking like he did last year at the end of the year. So, but I think he does. I think he comes back, looks a lot better, and we're gonna have another solid year from Gurley. So I think that'll be enough to hold off the rest of the pack, and I got the Rams to win the division.
That's good. That's a safe pick.
Yeah.
Let's go to the NFC South. Got the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Bucks.
Yes.
You never know with those top three teams I just mentioned. So who takes this one?
I think this is an easy one. I think this is the Saints, not even close. I think that I have a wild card team out of that division. I won't say who it is yet, but I think that the Saints are the division winners, probably once again one of the best teams in the NFC. So, yeah.
That's just funny. I like your thinking, Matthew, but no, not this year. This year, those Falcons are back and they're flying high.
Okay, all right.
They're gonna take over that division and win the division. So, sticking with Matty Ice and his new look team. Sorry, Drew Brees, just not this year.
Okay, all right. So let's go to the big one, the NFC East. All right, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, and the Washington Redskins. All right, so Big Al, here it is. Sir. Who is your division winner?
I was thinking about this really hard. And, fans, they have to realize that last year, the Philadelphia Eagles, they actually had to get help to get into the playoffs last year. Mm-hmm. And that was, and they're still almost the same team, a little bit different this year, which I think they are a better team this year than last year, but, last year they needed help getting in the playoffs, and the Cowboys won that division last year. Will they repeat? It's gonna be a battle to the very game, week 17, Matthew. But I'll go with the Philadelphia Eagles to win this division. As much as I don't want to say that, they do have talent everywhere, and I think the Cowboys do as well. I think, like I said, it's just going to be a battle between those two teams for the division, but somehow, some way, I think the Eagles win the division.
I respect the mindset. I like that. I appreciate the non-homer take there. I agree. I think we're gonna have another great Eagles team here. I think they are actually one of my better teams in the NFL this year. But I have we're gonna have some great division battles. Let's say that. So it'll be exciting. Okay, so that wraps up the division winners for the NFC. How about your wild cards? What do you think about the wild cards?
For the wild cards for the NFC, like I said, in that NFC crazy East, come down to week 17 possibly, if not 16. But I'll take the Dallas Cowboys as the first wild card. I just think, they're primed for a better season and get back to that playoff form. So they have pieces on offense and defense. Like I said, so are the Eagles, and that's why it was really hard to make the division pick. But I'll take the Cowboys in the first wild card, and the second wild card, I will go with the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
That 12th man is hard to beat, and I trust the process with Russell Wilson.
So you're telling me that the New Orleans Saints are not making the playoffs?
That's my bold prediction, Matthew. The New Orleans Saints are not going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
Sorry, Drew.
So I have
3, buddy.
I have the Seahawks kind of doing the same thing as the Chargers, like I did in the AFC. I have them taking a step back and just missing. And I have the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys as my 2 wild card teams.
Okay, so I like that.
Yeah. So your big bold prediction was that the New Orleans Saints are going to miss the playoffs after being the number 1 seed in the NFC last year.
Right, because of the fact that I have the Atlanta Falcons winning that division. That means they can only get wild card, which means the Cowboys are going to get one of them.
And you're picking the Seahawks.
Like I said, I have the Seahawks beating them out for the other one. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with my bold prediction and say the Saints will not make the playoffs.
I am pretty amazed.
Thank you. Do you have a bold prediction for the year before I move on to the next question?
I didn't have anything that bold. Like I said, I had the 2 wild cards in the AFC coming out of the same division, so I think that's kind of my hottest take. But like I said earlier, I actually am going to go with Big Ben to get his first MVP this year. So.
Wow, I like that pick. He's right up there. He can make things happen. He's a vet, so we'll see who battles it out.
Yeah.
And so Matthew, this new deal that broke into the world this morning of Ezekiel Elliott just signed a 6-year, $90 million contract.
Correct.
To stay a Cowboy forever.
Correct.
Now, I'm glad he's back on the field and everything, but I'm just, that opens up the money possibilities for pretty much anybody. With the exception of Saquon Barkley, maybe, do you see any running back from here on out that could ask for even more than Zeke, like $100 million? Like, Did any other running back give you that vibe that they could take over the reins from Zeke?
I'm trying to think real quick across the league. I don't think that we have a big talent. I'm sorry I'm talking like this. I'm just trying to think and talk at the same time. Aside from Saquon Barkley, at the running back position, that could realistically ask for money like this. The thing is, Saquon is such a nice guy, and his talent is so there, and the Giants are going to be so gullible. I think they're gullible in general, but I think they're going to be so gullible for him that they're going to give him astronomical numbers. He's easily going to be the highest paid running back when that time comes, and it's not even going to be close either. He's gonna blow it out of the water. So, I still can't think. I'm trying to go through each team in my head and try and think of if they've got this young running back that are supposed to. I mean, there are a couple of rookies from last year, like Chubb in Cleveland and Darius Geis in Washington. But I'm not, unless I'm missing somebody, I can't think of anybody that could really ask for those big numbers like that.
Right, and I'm just even thinking in the future, at least 5 years from now, maybe 10. I'm thinking college level right now, and all I'm thinking of is maybe Etienne from Clemson. But who knows how he would adjust in the NFL. But other than that, I don't know if we're going to have a running back that's going to ask for more than Zeke.
I mean, if you're going to take somebody out of college, I think that the closest to that would probably be the Georgia running back, Swift.
Okay, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's probably the highest drafted running back at this point, in draft stock wise. I think that would be my take if we're taking out of college, but yeah, I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I just seem, it's such a big deal, and now we got to pay some of our other players with some other money, which I hope we can get done later in the season. But it's a lot of money for that type of caliber player. But as long as he puts his play on the field, I'm happy with it.
All right. You got any more hot takes?
Not through week one. I think week one is pretty much wrapped up. But I will say this, Matthew. We did. I do have a surprise for you. The next time we're able to do this more locally, we both made our picks for each week, and we're gonna have a competition between that to see who gets the most rights by the end of the year. So I have a little surprise for you on that, but other than that, I think we're pretty good.
All right. I've got our new bet written down. Most sacks out of the Cowboys versus the Broncos. Let's see who's got the most at the end of the year. My previous bet of Yankees and Phillies doesn't seem to be going so well.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but we'll see. But it'll be exciting to see, just general football, man. I'm so happy for tomorrow night and for this weekend. This is going to be starting tomorrow. This is what I love. This is my favorite part about all this is we've got Thursday night football tomorrow. The Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then we've got Friday night football, your local high school teams. You can get a cheap ticket for $5. Go and sit and watch some people try and knock their heads off. It's great. you wake up the next morning, you get some eggs, some bacon. You start off, you grab your coffee, and you sit there with Corso and Herb Street, and you watch some Game Day, and you know you got the great Penn State Nittany Lions coming up Saturday night.
Yep.
Another easy win I'm hoping for at least. And then you celebrate Saturday night, you sleep in, you wake up, grab some more bacon and eggs and some coffee and whatnot, and you get ready, man. You get ready for the biggest part of the weekend, dude. Just 1 o'clock. Just you can't turn the channel without running to another football game. It's freaking beautiful. I can't wait.
That's right. And hey, if your team's not on TV, just gotta go to your local bar and they'll have the ticket. You can watch any game you want.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love it. You check your fantasy team at the end of the night. Check it again, and then Monday night rolls around. You gotta go back to work, but there's a treat at the end of the day. You come home, throw on ESPN, boom, Monday night football, double header this week. It'll be great. I can't wait.
Not one, but two big ones, and then it's back to Thursday night. A week from tomorrow with another Thursday night matchup.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's only 2 nights a week where you don't got football. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. It's great. Yeah. All right. Well, dude, this has been awesome. We're so happy to be back, people. The Gamertime podcast is here and back and fresh and ready for some football. We're going to be here as much as we possibly can. Maybe if we can do Wednesday nights, the night before the week kicks off on Thursday night, we can do another phone chat like this and just make our quick predictions. You guys can come in here and see what we got, see what we're thinking throughout the year, and see how our divisions hold out and our playoff takes and whatnot. So, but we thank you. We thank you for tuning in. If you got any questions, it's gamertimeshows@yahoo.com. Just log in. Actually, I think it's Gmail. I apologize. I think it's gamertimeshows@gmail.com. If you got any questions, log in, send us a question, we'll answer it. It's great. You're of course probably watching this on the Gamertime Shows channel on YouTube. You can find us on Twitter at Gamertime Shows. Just comment, do whatever you want to do, show us some love. We're happy to be back. So, Big Al, appreciate it, brother.
You too, Matthew. And guys, I know there's a lot of football fans out there right now. So, hey, any of our friends, family, whoever, they want to be special guests on our show, special guests in college football picks, anybody who wants to come on the show, just let us know. We'll get you in during the season, and you can make picks with us.
Awesome. All right, people. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Week 2 coming up.
Yeah.